gentlemen, to The Last Frame. What this will be is a brand new European podcast where we will be focusing on horror, mainly games, but the occasional movie might also pop in. There's not really much to say about that. I believe we are one of the first horror podcasts in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. I might be, but whatever. Now, I am Christina, and I am here today with Dave.
Hello.
Roger.
Hello.
Why don't you guys introduce yourself real quick?
Do you want to go first, Roger?
No, please, sir.
Oh,
First.
you're too kind.
I am.
Okay.
I need my hat. I'll get my hat.
Yes, you better get your hat and don't forget the bag over your head as well, so nobody can see you.
And the bow tie.
That's cruel.
I'm
Yes,
a wee man. I'm small. I'm short. I know that.
Anyway, we digress. Okay, this is Dave, and I'm back off Hell Descent forums, and this podcast is something I've been trying to get together for a while, and now, thankfully, with the help of my two good buddies, that's something that's now a reality. I think that's about all I can say for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm Kay. I'm Roger. I was a glove, which is in Hell Descent forum, but then I got tired of the fanboys Silent Hill community that just started pissing me off. But I met Dave there, and we're friends ever since, 4 years, 3 years.
Listen, Roger, you're not 1 minute trying to make me believe that there's bad Silent Hill fans, are you?
No. That's not true. We all know that they are really.
No, they're little angels.
They're little angels, and they're very civilized, and they respect the other people's opinion. It's just me.
It's just
me.
It's just our inability to comprehend the real truth, isn't it, Roger?
Yeah, I'm a selfish
Okay.
selfish man.
So, Roger, do you feel satisfied with that intro?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am Christina, as I already said. I am Jill Valentine on the Hell Descent forums. And there's not really much to say about me. I'm an avid gamer. I love survival horror, which is why I'm here, obviously. And I do this YouTube thing that pretty much everyone and their mother does nowadays. Anyway, that is about it for us. I guess you'll get to know us more as long as we keep doing this podcast. I'm going to briefly cover today's subjects, which will be... I think we will be discussing Deadly Premonition Director's Cut.
Yep.
Am I right? Yep. And then we also want to talk about Resident Evil Revelations because that is about to hit the shelves on the 21st of May.
Hoorah!
Yep. And we also want to be discussing Metro Last Light, obviously, which came out...
On Friday.
Yeah, exactly. So that's been out for a while. And for the other stuff, we'll just see where the conversation carries us. So why don't we start, all right?
With Deadly Premonition.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so as we all know, Deadly Premonition came out. I think it was released about a fortnight ago, wasn't it, in the United States, and then a few days later here in Europe.
Something like that.
I got my copy with me, but I can't see to find the date, but I think it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago the original, and then the director's cut re-released recently with some additional content. It doesn't, from what I've seen and played so far, there doesn't seem to be any extra playable content. It seems to be more along the lines of extra cutscenes and expanding on the story that's already therein.
You don't even have any extra side missions, no?
Not that I've seen. I started to watch before I got my own copy. I started to watch a walkthrough on YouTube, and just apart from sort of like I said, the additional extra cutscenes, which I won't give away because it sort of leads into spoiler territory. That seems to be the sort of what's the word I'm looking for? That seems to be the sum of the parts of the director's cut, apart from a bit of graphical polish, and they've tweaked the controls a little bit.
I think they kind of wanted to do to give a bit extra for people that own the original on Xbox, and at the same time for all the PS3 owners that couldn't play the game, to make, okay, you waited long, but now you have a nicer, in a way.
You have it at least, yeah.
Yeah, you have it at least a nicer.
Why do you think it took them so long to re-release the director's cut?
Well, it was always a low budget game, and it got this cult following it, but not related with money. And we all know that they need money to do stuff, or with money to be interested in releasing it on PS3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was that, because it's a cult game, you know. Only people that really like this kind of weird stuff will play it.
It is.
Like it. Even for the normal, sorry to interrupt you.
No,
even for the normal like horror game fan, and you can see a lot of comments on YouTube, people that play other horror games, and they bash the game like it's horrible, it's this and that. So it was really difficult for them, I guess, to get it on PS3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's interesting that on the box for the director's cut, I mean, this is quite a brave move by a publisher, actually. They've actually referred to it as the most critically polarising video game of all time, which pretty much tells you what you're getting. You really are, I mean, this is like a Marmite sandwich in a box, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Marmite sandwich in a box. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I find it sort of oddly compelling. You just want to sort of keep on going through this mystery, and
the way that it's I think it's a kind of a punk game in a way, that it's just throw the book of rules and then just do stuff that no one does anymore, like with the gameplay and the pacing, and you really need to, okay, now why you do this, why you do that, instead of okay, you need to do this now. You can do anything else. You need to do this now.
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly ambitious as well, though, Roger, you know, because when you've got, I mean, there's obviously a lack of money. That's the first thing that's apparent from the minute you boot the game up, right? There's no money, right? There's no graphical finesse. There's no sort of high definition lighting. You know, there's some pretty sort of, well, like I said, you know, Windows 98 texture time. But in amongst all that wonderful train wreck that's on the screen, there's something oddly compelling about it. You just want to keep.
That is the beauty of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
That is
want to keep on going.
And I think also that to truly appreciate the game, you have to be in a way an old school gamer.
Mm.
Yeah.
That you can see, that graphical thing is not that important for you. I got friends that they just don't play a game if it doesn't look nice on their TV.
Yeah, I recognize that. I mean,
it's something that started with this next gen, with all this obsession with the HD 1080 whatever, you know, and it's just annoying because only old school people now you can really talk about games, because people are, oh, but that looks shitty. Look at that hair.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, I badmouth the hair in Homecoming. Because that was unacceptable, especially after the game's on PS2.
In fact, Roger, just
but that's not
get me started on Homecoming.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's an entirely different podcast.
Let me just say this.
Just one podcast.
I must just say this. I just think that every developer involved in the Sun Homecoming needs to have their head shaved and thrown into a cave. But never mind. That's just me.
I think Whitney and CJ, they have this podcast with Tom, and he told us what Double Alex was planning to do, like a trilogy, and in the end, that little brat that died, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah.
Well, Joshua will fight Alessa in Toluca Lake, like kind of a Dragon Ball thingy.
Okay.
Yeah, they are planning to do that, so kind of Tom saved the world from this abomination called Homecoming Trilogy.
I wish there was an audio facepalm. I really do.
But the thing is that
and in there afterwards, Dave.
I can play the game and I can enjoy the game, but you see you can exactly pinpoint what they did wrong. For start, this obsession with Silent Hill 2 is killing the franchise, if it's not killed already. Not because of people working with it, like Vartry Climax, because they did a really good job. But all this obsession is not just the fans, the critics as well. If it's not remotely like Silent Hill 2, it's not good.
Which is very sad. Anyway, let's get back on.
Let's get back.
Homecoming is a curse. It drives you to its own world. Damn.
What I was going to say about Deadly Pre, I mean, it's a very good point you make about the graphics there, Roger, that people are very sort of dismissive on the screen if it doesn't look amazing. What Deadly Pre does is it does take you back to that time of sort of 1999 when you had your PlayStation and you went out and you spent 30 quid on something like Resident Evil 3 or something. It's got that, I mean, and you could actually argue Resident Evil 3's technically got better graphics than Deadly Premonition. I mean, it looks...
Well, but the thing is that in Resident Evil 3, you got this ecstatic images.
Yeah.
It wasn't in 3D.
Yeah, which is...
And then your character looked like he's skating on a picture. That's the impression that I always have.
Can you imagine Resident Evil 3, the board game? You know, you just moving your pieces across a bit of paper.
The Metal Gear Solid 2 extra game where you can like skateboard around a snake.
I had that. Maybe that's the next move from Capcom. Tony Hawk Resident Evil. That's desperate to make. So.
Dear God, before we get dragged off into yet another very compelling conversation.
Tony Hawk Resident Evil.
Tony Hawk Evil Resident Skating School. Something like that. And the members of Stars.
Enough running. Imagine him on a skateboard.
And Nemesis doing, that thing in a half pipe. Screaming Stars.
Stars.
Like I'm doing the hang loose sign, like a chav. With a cap.
God.
Yeah, okay, let's get back to Deadly Premonition. It's better. It's just creating nightmares.
I totally agree. I've actually seen like some YouTube videos from like bigger YouTubers, like the Rad Brad or whatever, and people are basically saying, "Oh, this game is crap. Give it a pass. What are you doing, Brad? Don't keep playing it." And I think it's mainly for the reasons you guys bring up. First of all, they probably see the graphics and they think, "What is this? This doesn't belong here." It's like 10 or more years past its time. But I think it's also because most people just can't appreciate that quirkiness that is Deadly Premonition.
And the conversations that we have in the car, like which option, or you can press A or X, I guess, on PS3, and he starts talking with Zach, and he talks about like movies from the 80s, the Goonies, and you're like, oh, this is interesting.
Revenge of the Killer Tomatoes. That really takes me back.
And it's really nice because you got this the kind of intimacy with a video game character that is not happening anymore again, because they just this guy that shoots stuff. And
people are more into fast-paced stuff. They just want action. They just want graphics. They just, visual.
I don't know, because the action games that they always existed, but the problem is that, for example, Capcom compares their sale of Resident Evil with Call of Duty, which is stupid.
That is ridiculous.
Because in the old days it was like, okay, this is survival horror and it sells like this. This is I don't know, FIFA or sports game, and it sells usually like this. And then, okay, when it's a huge success, maybe it will sell a bit more, But now they just want to be Call of Duty.
Survival horror.
Not exactly first-person shooter, but they want to have the figures.
Survival
and they never had.
And always has been a subgenre, and it just can't compete with something like Call of Duty. I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, by the way, that it's a subgenre. I'm just saying, something like Call of Duty, I mean, it attracts the average 12-year-old. It attracts everyone.
And it's like an horror movie. not everybody watches horror movie. Only people that like horror movies.
Exactly.
You know.
And then there's like the even quirkier gems within said genre, which is something, you know, like Deadly Premonition, or there's some pretty other quirky games out there, you know. I guess Silent Hill may be considered one of them, not exactly too mainstream.
Forbidden Siren was a strange game, and it wasn't successful at all. America, I think they don't have the second game, do they?
Yeah, no.
Ask Dave. He has one up on his YouTube, doesn't he?
Yes. So I've got no idea why Sony didn't release Siren stateside, because it would have made an absolute killing. Because the amount of people I get on my channel alone just asking me where you know, is it available? Can we get it?
And it's a pity, you know, because they made such huge improvements from the first game with gameplay.
It's funny though.
Siren's a hard game.
It's funny though, because I do see a lot of Siren in Deadly Premonition in places.
Yeah, me too. The spirits kind of they remind me a bit of the Shibito as well.
Yeah, very much so.
And it's so odd the way that they attack you and they want to throw their hands inside your mouth and you. Why? Why they want to do that?
Roger, listen, you're not suggesting that someone trying to put your hand down your mouth is odd behaviour, are you?
No. Well, if they bending back like someone possessed, I find that odd. Or when they're doing what's the name of that dance? You know that two guys or two girls, they hold this pole, and you need to bend back and
dancing. No, I'm kidding.
Roger, this is a family show.
I know, but no, it's usually got it in office. What's the name of that dance? Okay, but the ghosts, because I don't know their name.
What about two girls and a pole? How's that?
Okay, two girls and a pole, holding the pole. Two girls holding the pole, and the guy bent back and tried to squeeze between them.
Oh God.
It's not. It's something really. It's a family thing. No, maybe not. Okay. But getting back to that premonition.
Moving on.
When the first monster shows up, I said, "Okay, this is a zombie." Okay, no, it's not a zombie. Okay, teleports. So it's a zombie that is not a zombie that teleports.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna bite me. Oh no! He wants to throw his hand inside my throat. Oh, without paying me drink first. Oh.
Probably trying to teleport into another game.
Yeah. And then it just, so the thing that the game is that it just keeps feeding you with weird and weirder stuff that you can't find anywhere.
Yeah, there's some in amongst all the hilarity and the inappropriate music that plays in the most strangest of places, like in the middle of doing an autopsy or something.
Yeah.
There is some
music, like really joyful music.
I mean, there is some sort of, you know, there is some quite stark and nasty imagery in there in places. I think, you know, all I can do is, I can't bash Deadly Premonition in any way, shape or form, because all I can do is just see the utter madness of it and just embrace it.
Yeah.
Just sit there and just let it wash over me.
Well, it's kind of fitting for people like us, you know.
You know, I mean,
appreciate something like that.
The other, like, good stuff about that premonition is that it's not weird for the sake of being weird. Like, oh, look at us, we're so edgy, we're weird. No, it's like weird David Lynch weird. It's weird because it's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
You like that?
Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. I think there's lots of qualities in Deadly Premonition which they've taken from, you know, earlier generations of gaming, and they've installed it in that game, and I'm pleased to see them, you know, even down to the sort of wonky inventory system and you know, the funny money animations.
Yeah.
Is kind of similar to Resident. I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with Deadly Premonition, but I've from what I've seen, isn't it a little similar to some of the Resident Evil entries, just the way it functions? Yeah,
but the thing is that I just see Resident Evil 4 in Deadly Premonition, maybe because of the combat system, the shooting system, but when you get an item, it's pretty much a bit like Resident Evil, because you show the item and then it costs a small, you know, description about what the item is, like Like someone need to explain you what a lollipop is, but whatever. A lollipop is a lollipop.
This lollipop has some
What about-
hair stuck on the backside.
What about $12
Yeah.
for a lollipop or whatever it is?
Yeah, the gun seller that sells lollipop. I thought they were like, it's grenades. It's a trick.
Reminds me of the.
They're grenades. I can attack a monster with the lollipop. That will happen. But it
Reminds
didn't.
me
It
of
was
well,
just a lollipop.
if those things that try to put no, never mind.
Like
but yeah, anyway, that reminds me of the merchant from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah. But in
What are
the
you
end,
buying?
yeah.
What are you buying, stranger?
I thought it was
what about
kind
a
of
lollipop?
I thought it was kind of Freudian stuff, but in the end, a lollipop was only a lollipop.
Yes, a lollipop is just a lollipop.
Yeah, there was no subtext. No.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no deeper meaning.
So do you guys feel? Do you guys feel
what?
satisfied with our Deadly Premonition sort of verdict? Do you guys think it'll do well? What do you think? Just as a
Commercially, probably not, right?
No.
No, we'll sell some copies. It won't be a huge success, but I can see loads of people that like the Xbox version getting the PS3. I will get one as soon as I get a PS3.
Yeah, the good.
I love games to bits. It's just so amazing to be, and I actually think that there's a lot of ideas that we could have in a Silent Hill game. I think Downpour was a bit like that Premonition. Not saying that they copied it, but for start you got the rain thingy because it's raining.
yeah.
You got the side missions, and the way that you got the side missions that
Isn't there something ridiculous in Deadly Premonition, like 50 side missions or something?
50 side missions.
I mean,
And
that's
it was like a low budget game. You just I paid like really cheap when I got mine. And the amount of content is ginormous.
I mean that's staggering, isn't it? Right?
That is amazing.
If you want to do everything and see everything and talk with everybody and peek through everybody's window to see what they're doing, it would take ages to.
It's kind of bad for someone like me then, since I have an OCD to like explore everything, every little nook and cranny.
Too.
Like me too with a Downpour. Like I want to do, but Downpour is a good. And I think that Downpour got like not saying that they copy it, but got a lot of this Deadly Premonition thing. And well, we got the Raincoat guy, and you got the Boogeyman. And I don't want to say that they copy it, but the first thing that I thought about when I saw them, okay, it looks a bit like Deadly Premonition. But
yeah, there's some similarities there which you just can't ignore for sure.
But anyway.
Should we wrap this section up?
Yeah. I think we should try to wrap it up. Since we were on the topic of Resident Evil, maybe it would be appropriate to move on to the next subject.
So who played Revelations?
I did. I
Me
beat it
too.
on the 3DS. I actually got it on the day it was released, and I just sat there for hours playing. I'm really glad that they are transitioning this into, or onto rather, the big screens, because from what I've seen, it does look great, and it was honestly a bit of a pain, at least for me, to play this on a small screen. I'm just not used to it, and it got very uncomfortable in the end.
I used to have a XL 3DS. And I looked a bit bigger, and the game is amazing. I think that it's funny because they have this really good balance of action and horror in Revelations.
Yeah,
you got Chris sections are very actiony, but at the same time
they are short.
They're short, yeah, and let's back to where the games belong. It's in the ship and this.
Yeah, see, that's something I feel that they tricked us out on in Resident Evil 6, because, they would demo the Leon campaign, which was, at least for me, one of the most atmospheric ones. It was the one that sort of reminded you the most of, the classic Resident Evils. But then it's sort of, after that, the game, Chris's section, Jake's section, all of that was sort of more action-oriented, and I think the buyers felt a little cheated. All this fuss about Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, because they're like, okay,
sad.
And the trailer with Leon said, oh, it's Raccoon City all over again. And then we got, okay, it's an horror game again. Okay.
Yeah.
In the end, it wasn't.
And
I just played the demo, and I got the game with a friend, but he got the game, and I'm not playing it. Now it's really cheap. Maybe I'll give it a try, but I don't know. That's the thing you said. I feel cheated.
Yeah, it really is. And the thing with Revelations that I can say, though, is, okay, people are now complaining that, the demo is short, and I think people are just being skeptical because they think Capcom is going to pull the same thing. But if anyone is actually, interested in Revelations now, trust me, this is from someone who has beaten and played the game. It is actually not. This time, you get to stick more to the ship. The other sections, which are sort of more flashbacks and more action-packed, are very short. And I don't know, the main part of the game is still spent on the ship, which I like, because I like consistency in Resident Evil. That's what I liked about the old games. You were in one area and you had to sort of stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, Roger.
no, I'm sorry.
From the demo that I've played both versions on the 360 and the PS3 version. I did a comparison video. What immediately jumped out at me was it immediately felt like home. I felt like I was in Resident Evil from the very first 30 seconds I took control of Jill. That's always a good thing. I didn't feel like I was playing a game with an identity crisis, like when I demoed 6.
Resident Evil 6, yeah.
I'm glad to hear that Capcom aren't going to pull a Metal Gear Solid 2 demo thing on us where they show us something and it's totally, utterly misrepresentative of the final product.
That's
a sure way to piss off your fan base.
But I like Raiden.
A lot of people like Raiden, but it's very. People felt cheated.
I don't like his girlfriend, but I like him. Someone is shooting at me. You want to talk about Titanic? Really? No, really? Really want to do that, Rose? Right now? It's important. We need to talk.
Poor Raiden. Poor Raiden. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, it's very good to hear that Capcom aren't going to sort of be a bit underhanded with this. All I can say is from the demo, it looks incredibly promising, and I can't wait to get my hands on it on Friday. Because it's probably going to be, it's going to be in my top tier Resident Evil games. I just know it because I just love the atmosphere.
Let me tell you right now, honestly, it is one of the most, if not the most, game that sort of. Sorry, I kind of screwed that sentence up, but you'll get it what I'm saying in a minute here. It is one of the games that resembles the past Resident Evil more than any other game of recent years. I even would go as far to say that it actually feels more like Resident Evil, like the classic ones, than 4 did for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, and this is something a lot of people are going to disagree with me on, but I did not like 4. I was allergic to it.
I'm glad
I was addicted to the game because I like. I agree with you, but I think that Revelations is where they should have gone after Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Like scrap 5 and 6, and let's pretend that after Resident Evil 4, that was Resident Evil Revelations.
The only thing I did not like about 4 is the Ganados. I did not like the fast-paced enemies, and in Revelations, the slow-paced enemies.
They speak Spanish. It's so funny because I understand what they're saying.
Oh yeah, I recognize that.
And they're really mean. They really mean.
Yeah, I recognize that during Resident Evil 6, because you get to go to Serbia, and a lot of the Javo spoke Serbian, so I was like, hey, what are you saying, dude? It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then they calling names of my mother.
Like, what did you say?
What? I was running, and then, oh, you motherfucker. What? What did you say? What do you call my mom?
Fair enough, though, Spanish, but I mean Serbian. I think this is the first time we hear Serbian in a game in Resident Evil 6, so that was very, very different.
Well, at least we can't accuse Capcom of being racist to any one nation or creed.
Oh God, the Resident Evil.
Because I think at some point we just about ended up kicking the shit out of just about everyone.
Yeah.
So that's
That's what you do. That's what you do nowadays in a Resident Evil game. You just kick the ass of everybody.
Absolutely, yeah. Who's next?
Yeah.
Who's next? Who's next?
Yeah, who's next?
Okay, so what was I saying about the enemies? Right. The slow-paced enemies come back, which are the ooze. They are very much more like zombies than any other
Do you know what?
Yeah.
enemies that have not been zombies.
Those things, they sort of remind me of sort of, I don't know, sort of creeping bandersnatches somehow. I don't know why.
Yeah, a little bit, because some of them have those arms, and some of them have like this appendage on their mouth that they like use to suck.
Oh yeah, no, that's great fun. That is. That's like having food blender attached to you.
You guys know that movie? You guys know that movie called Splinter?
Yes.
Wow.
And the regenerator in Resident Evil 4 reminds me a lot of the creatures from Splinter movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, Roger. Yeah, very much.
And the ones from Revelations also, because of the spikes and the way that they move, like a really like twisted way of moving.
They sort of shamble a little bit.
Yeah, reminds of the creatures from Splinter. And then they also like a huge bullet sponges. Takes loads of bullets to kill one of them. You just need to really well place your shot, or you're done.
And hunters also make a return in Revelations. I won't say more about that, but
do their knees make that nice clicking sound?
I don't remember actually.
No, they do. Yeah, they do.
I do believe so. That's like a classic.
But they jump a lot. Yeah, but they jump a lot in this one. A lot.
Honestly, true story. When I first played the first Resident Evil on PS1, and I first heard that clicking sound, right, I thought it was a typewriter, and I thought it was a save point nearby.
It does sound like that.
Wrong.
What, quick way to get decapitated, walk around the corner and lop, good night.
Yeah, and then your save was like 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Something like that, and you said like, oh, screw that, I'm going to bed.
Yes.
And then you just, laying down in the dark, looking to the ceiling like, I can't believe it, I died. Oh.
But, Revelations, just a brief note about the story, too, in case anyone is wondering if you haven't already figured it out. So it takes place on a ship because Chris and his partner have apparently, they're like lost. So, Jill and Luciano Parker are sent out to look for them. And so it basically continues the story, after the events of, where Raccoon City was destroyed and everything, but before Lost in Nightmares, that whole ordeal before Jill goes missing, obviously. So it's just a very interesting flashback. What do you think about the story, Roger, since you've played it, like, without giving any spoilers, obviously?
Well, it was that typically Resident Evil style, full of, plot holes and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and they did it like it's a kind of a TV show. And
yes,
then you got
like
the small
episodes.
episodes, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna play the next one because I want to know what's going on exactly.
Yeah, like previously on.
On Resident Evil Revelations, and it's I don't know if they always thought about having this in a console version and sell it like the episodes online or something like that, or they did it because it was a handheld system.
I don't know, but
the thing is that, and they got like the Terra Grigia incident.
Yeah.
And like a lot of stuff, and it's funny thing is that you can tell that they can write a lot of like nice stuff for Resident Evil if they want, because they never explain everything 100%.
There's always room to fit something.
Yeah, so you can always a new character and stuff that we don't know that they happen, and then because the thing, and that's the thing that maybe is what makes Silent Hill such a hard game to make, is that we don't take Resident Evil seriously. It can be scary, it can be this and that, but there always this B-movie vibe.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
very dramatic,
what Resident Evil has been.
dramatic voiceover and the dramatic music and that.
What is this?
What is
this? And but Silent Hill was always like so serious, serious stuff. That is really difficult to get again, and there's a lot of stuff that you can't do because it's a Silent Hill game.
Well,
But you can actually do everything you want in a Resident Evil game.
well,
Like
the
Parker
difference-
Luciani, which is the new Barry. Which I got like really happy because I love Barry. Barry's my favorite character.
Yeah, he's
Always
basically Barry's replacement for Jill.
Yeah, yeah. With,
Except he sounds like he sounds like Mario. I kind of cracked a joke at that when I did a playthrough on my channel. It's me, Mario. He sounds
Yeah, he
like,
looks a
like
bit
that when he
like-
talks.
He gave me this funny Italian accent that he just used sometimes. And yeah, but he's nice. But that I can't tell what happened. But there was a moment in the game that really pissed me off. It was like a really bad move from the game. And then in the end, they lied to me, and I was okay. You lied.
Okay, I know what you're referring to.
But it was absurd because that doesn't make any sense. But okay, but it's a Resident Evil game. That's that's the thing. They can get rid of it because it's a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, they can get away with it, absolutely.
One thing that amazes me just from the demo is how much they managed to optimize it from the handheld up to the console.
Yeah, it looks absolutely amazing.
it
Not
looks-
as good as 5, but better than 6.
It looks It looks really dandy. I thought.
Better
I
than
was
6.
I was very, very surprised.
In 3D, it was amazing, man. It was really nice. You played the 3D, or you just played it 3D.
2D, yeah.
I can't see in 3D, not on the 3DS, so I had to play it the regular way. So for me, it wasn't really a big deal. But
Looks and plays buttery smooth from what I can see. I can't wait till Friday
Yes.
to pick it up.
yeah, me too. I'm really excited.
But it's a short game, so I
is.
think that people will say that, I've been cheated. The game is so short, but it's a handheld game.
Honestly, it's better to have a short game with an identity rather than
Than
a
a
too
long-
long
yeah.
game with an identity crisis, much like Resident Evil 6 was.
Was it
Totally
very long?
agree, yeah.
Was it
Totally agree.
very long? How many hours each campaign?
I can't remember because I played it on and off a lot, and when you play it the first time, obviously it's gonna take longer. But I honestly don't remember. I think it's like average length, maybe a little shorter.
Yeah, I mean,
Like 5-6 hours each of the campaign.
I got a good 20 hours out of that game, I gotta admit, but it's because I explored everything. I'm like
I
that.
do that too. Yeah, I 8 hours game with me is almost like a 20 hours game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same.
Like
Should
with,
we,
But
like
I just have to mention real quick before we move on. Capcom have been talking about some DLC for Revelations. Now I'm not sure what that is, but I'm hoping it's something like a campaign add-on, maybe. So it's not just like,
Johnny extra missions. Yes.
yeah, that would be so fun if they added on to that somehow.
Because he disappears once in a while. I find okay, he went out to smoke a cigarette. And
yeah, the
he's just
DLC
waiting.
with smoking a cigar.
Yeah, something like that.
for
because-
4 hours, and it costs
Yeah,
800 Microsoft points.
You
Yeah.
just fail the button prompt.
Yeah, it's like with Metal Gear Solid 4 when it's installing, and I was quitting smoking at the time, and I spent the effing 15 minutes watching Snake smoke,
But you see,
and I was like, I can't smoke. I quit. Okay, I'm going out to get my cigarette.
but you see, this
Thank
is,
you, Snake.
But you see, this DLC monarchy is such a hot topic.
Yeah, it is.
With
It
with
is.
people just with day one DLC. I mean,
That is ridiculous. It's like they make a game but only give you half of it the first day, even though you pay full price, and then for the rest you get to pay a wonderful DLC pass.
There was a post on Facebook about the DLC thing, and I think I made a post saying that I'm kind of getting tired of gaming because I'm not feeling rip-off always. You can get like 1 or 2 good games that are gonna give you some content, but the rest is like, remember the old times. Okay, you play a game, finish, you got like an extra mode, extra costumes. Now you need to pay extra costumes.
Yes,
Silent Hill, if Silent Hill 3 was released now, we have to pay for the golden pipe, the silver pipe, the t-shirts.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the whole landscape of it is shifted towards commercializing.
Yeah.
And we feel cheated because in the old days, okay, this disc it doesn't hold that much of data, but they use the most of it. Now you have the Blu-ray disc or whatever it calls that holds like a bazillion of data, and then everything's DLC.
Yeah, everything is on disc. It's
Yeah, I mean it's
I will sell you an account, and then I will lock her titties. And when you want milk, you need to tell me, or I give you the keys.
Yeah, it's a rocky road. It's a rocky road that they're going down, I think, because eventually all the premium content is going to be pay only.
I'm dreading next gen.
And
I
you're
think
going
it's
to be
gonna
left
get
with
worse.
you're going to be left with bare bones of a brand new release game, and then they're going to sort of wave this under your nose and say, look, if you want the good stuff, here it is.
When they can justify a DLC like with Lost in Nightmares was a good
Lost
DLC.
in Nightmares was very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Or the Undead Nightmare from Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
That I love the game, and the DLC is like an 8 hours extra stuff that you can do.
Yeah, if
it's like that, if you're okay, I'm paying for something that it's good. It's not like I would never pay for a costume, like a different T-shirt.
No, I wouldn't either.
It was supposed to be in the disc, for Christ's sake.
I wouldn't either. No, I mean, if you take Dishonored for example, they released Life of Dunmore recently, which is 800 Microsoft points.
Ah, yes.
Which is, I mean, that works out to about £6 or £7. And I got sort of 8-9 hours out of that.
Wow.
And, I mean, that's, for me, that's
incredible.
Yeah, that's what represents value for money for me, not some sort of 5 minutes thing or
the Skyrim DLCs. I mean, they were always pretty packed. They were always they offered so much. It's not just extra in-game content. You also get like new missions. But DLC where you sort of get a costume and another map. I mean, that's like a multiplayer map. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, and you can trace all this back really to sort of Gears of War when it first came out. Because I think that was one of the first games that really started to do it. Really started to sort of sneak it in. You'd get if you're playing on Xbox Live, for example, you'd get a pop up out of nowhere saying, do you want this DLC now? And of course, everybody's scratching their head at the time and thinking, well, what's that?
Yeah.
Because it was so.
You barely have time to start up the game, and it's already asking you to buy new.
Yeah. I mean, it was so alien at that point. That that you'd be offered something within 5 minutes of playing the game. You think, I've literally just booted this up, and now they're asking me for another £6 to buy something else.
Yeah.
It's going down a rocky road. But anyway, shall we shift on to Evil Dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I believe you went to see last night, Roger.
Yeah, I did. I was at a stupid o'clock sitting with
stupid o'clock. My favourite hour.
Stupid o'clock watching a movie. They're like just two guys and a girl.
Don't forget the guy in the raincoat.
We are like 4 watching the movie. I just got this box of fried chicken and chips and a Coke, and I sat there. And I always wanted to burn a pedophile house after that, like in Donnie Darko. But well, I like the movie. The movie is like really, really gore. Really, and the special effects are the physical type of that I liked. Not you don't have the computer shit on it.
Yeah, I think
a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's very organic.
Yeah, very organic. Yeah, amazing.
Those are always much better.
And but the thing is that, well, but it's nostalgia talking. When you know the movie, the original one, and then you remember the feelings that you had when you first watched the movie, and then when you watch the remake or whatever they call it, and you can't avoid, making
comparison.
Yeah, you can avoid that. And well, when you have that under control, you can enjoy the movie like I did. I enjoyed the movie, but at the same time, I think, well, but the first one got this sense of it starts like really with this menacing sound of the bench, rocking back and forth when the cars, and the camera is following the car, and then you got this is a dread place. Why they are going to this cabin, and then I don't know if I can spoil some stuff from the movie, Christina, for you. if it will make a difference, but it's not that big spoiler because it's gonna happen. Everything that happens in the first movie happens in the remake. It's created as different things.
Okay, differently created.
Because in the original they're just going for this. Okay, it's a weekend in the woods. It's gonna be fun. We're together. Blah blah blah. But this one, there's this girl that she got problems with drugs, and they're gonna make cold turkey. At the cabin. And it changed a little bit from the original one because of that. It kind of makes sense.
Do you feel it was a useful addition to the story? Like, do you feel it added something?
I think it makes sense why they're not leaving the cabin until they actually can't leave.
Yeah, it's like a plot device to keep them there so they can get up one by one.
But right now, that's the thing. Yeah, okay, that shit happened. Let's bounce from this cabin. Let's not stay. But the thing you have, okay, she needs to stay because she did that before, and then she broke her promise, and blah blah blah. And then you say, okay, stay there. The actors, they like a bit meh. The girl, Mia is alright, but she's like, okay, she's really good right now. Okay, no, she's really bad again. Okay, she's now good.
Oh, okay, she's not consistent.
Yeah, you know, when she got attacked in the woods and she's talking with her brother, that was really nice. I like that sequence because she's whispering, like, you know, I think we should go. This is not a good place to stay. And you kind of feel like, okay, yeah, it's really the dread moment. But her brother is an asshole. He's an asshole. I don't like him. And that's the thing in horror movies. Like Ash, you're like, okay, he's a nice guy. I'm siding with him. I want him to kick their asses like the demons and stuff. This one, you just watch them. Okay, I just want you to die right now.
It doesn't matter, does it?
Doesn't matter. Remember there's a blonde girl. Remember the blonde girl in the movie?
Yes. Yeah.
She's the boyfriend. She's the girlfriend of the David guy, which is the brother of the Mia girl with the drug problem, and she doesn't say anything for the most part of the movie.
Yeah.
When she does, she's a really bad actress.
Oh my god.
Like, you know, they're having this discussion about, oh, we should leave, we should do this, we should do that. And then she just says something, and I just looked at the screen like, who are you?
Are you serious?
Yeah, where did you came from? No, you were here since the beginning. Oh, sorry, I didn't notice you.
Oh, wow, that is really bad.
She was just there to get this horrible...
She's just an extra.
Yeah, she's got an horrible, nice...
Maybe an eye candy, you know, since she's blonde. I guess a lot of guys like that.
She's not that pretty. She's not that pretty.
Okay, she's not even that. Okay.
other than that, Roger. Okay, other than the complete lack of depth and with the characters that you don't really care about, I really liked it because what I liked about it is it's a no fuss horror movie. It spends very little time telling you who these people are. In fact, they're sort of paraded on the screen one by one. You know, you quickly get to know who's who within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, the geek, the hot guy, the hot girl, nice friend.
Yeah. I mean, it's very much by the numbers, right? I just thought, you know, in terms of a horror movie, you know, let's look at it as a horror movie rather than some sort of, you know, something that's sort of more, sort of lofty and more, slightly more well written. As you know, just as a straight up horror movie, I think it works because it pushes all the switches in the right place.
Yeah, no, it is. It's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's
paced very well. I thought the special effects, particularly the practical makeup effects, were incredibly well done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a real stickler. I mean, I'm a real sort of 80s Tom Savini guy.
Yeah, me too.
You know, a real stickler. Yeah, a real stickler for that sort of practical effects, and these are sort of top drawer. You know,
really good to hear.
Yeah,
I have not seen the movie yet, so that's why I'm not saying so much. You know, I'm just kind of waiting for an opportunity.
If you like a gore, like really cruel horror movie in a way that they're gonna show you everything, like everything they will show you what's going on, and you're like, oh,
Well, let's put it this way: I ate during the worst scenes of The Walking Dead, you know, because that has some pretty.
I told you I was eating my chicken with chips and then okay. Here we go. Oh, and a lot of ketchup on screens.
Yeah, I mean it's it works. It works on horror movie. I can't wait to look at it on DVD so I can sort of freeze frame it in some of the gory places and see how they actually did it.
Waiting for.
It's a wonderful looker of a movie as well. It's got a lovely sort of glossy sheen to it.
I got a question for you, Dave.
Sure.
Do you think that they kind of use a little bit of excuse of
excuse? Did you say?
Yeah, they kind of excuse that the possessions with the biting.
Yeah. There's a sort of hint that
instead of just the possession of.
Yeah. There's a sort of hint of if you're bitten or scratched or something, then you become, which is sort of different to the original movie, isn't it?
And there's this kind of a 28 days.
Yeah.
When the girls throw up a lot of blood and.
Yeah, oh god, that scene in particular, that really made me gasp, I must say.
And I always think, well, maybe they're creating this, like a bit like Wreck.
Yes.
This subplot of a possession by contamination or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see more horror films in that vein rather than sort of going down the sort of Twilight, everybody sort of lovey-dovey. I'm glad to see a horror film go back to those sort of 1980s.
But yeah, it's honest, being a horror movie. Okay, it's a horror movie. It's a slasher.
It's a slasher horror movie, and let's just leave it at that. Okay, so I think we're done with that. Now, just quickly, this is one of the sections I've been looking forward to in this podcast, is what are you both playing right now, and what do you think of the games you're playing right now?
Christina, you first.
Okay. So I like to mix it up. I like to play new games, obviously, but I also like to go back to games I've previously played, because of nostalgia, and the older games just have something the newer games don't nowadays.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I've been playing recently is, and the reason to why this game is taking me so long is because I'm going for like everything, finding every relic, every secret, everything like that. And if you haven't guessed already from the word relic, I am playing the new Tomb Raider game, the newly released one that came out this year.
Oh, me too.
And it is, I have no words. It's just amazing.
Oh yeah.
It feels like a movie.
Can we talk about this, Dave, since we...
Very briefly, because I have other stuff, and we have other stuff, but... Okay, what do you want to say?
Don't you think that you got a bit of a survival horror vibe? And the Tomb Raider one.
Oh, in the tombs?
Yeah, and all the thing of, because it started like she's not the Lara that we know and love, and she just started, and then... someone's trying to kill her and she's have to kill the guy. It's a kind of very emotional moment in the game.
Yeah.
But then people said, but then after the first kill was this, and then she started killing everybody with headshots and said, no, she didn't. You started killing everybody with headshots. Not the character. And then when she meets that guy, the older guy, Roth, I think is his name, and then she tells them that, I killed people, and then, and I think, how was it? Say, I'm surprised it was easy. It was really easy to kill people.
Well, what she's referring to basically is that in the end, it's just an action. Like, that moment, if you don't think and you just do it, for the sake of survival.
Because they tried to kill her. They didn't want to give her a hug.
Exactly.
They tried to kill her, worse. And it justifies for me what she was doing.
Yeah.
Not that she's Rambo now. Not that. It's just she's trying to survive and to save her friends.
It's just to basically sum it up. It's a very good game. It doesn't feel like you're playing a game. It usually feels like a movie. It's very emotional.
Yeah, and I got hooked. I got BioShock, but I just wanna finish this one first because. I stopped playing it in like 2-3 hours, and I'm still playing it because I want to find everything and check everything.
Anyway, we digress. Do you want to carry on, Christina?
Yes, what I'm playing on my YouTube channel right now also is DMC. plug, if you want to check me out. YouTube Agent Theo. So I'm playing Capcom's new DMC game, and it is a very fun game, but it's not very good for Let's Play. I will say that. I'm having a hard time commentating it. You know, it's basically just hack and slash cutscene, hack and slash cutscene. But, you know, other than that, it's a pretty good game. And what else am I playing? I will be playing Revelations, obviously, when that comes out, which is very soon.
I know one thing about the DMC game, it does look really pretty. It's a very, very pretty looking game.
Yeah, they're using the...
There's a lot of art style there.
I believe. Yeah, they're using the Unreal Engine to sort of give it that dreamlike visual.
DMC, you mean?
Yeah, DMC.
I played the demo. I like it. It looks good. And I like the new Dante. I couldn't stand the old Dante. I like the new one.
People are bagging on the new Dante and even the new Lara. You know, before I move on to that, I like these new characters.
No, and he's still like the mouthful of onliners, but it's funny. I think it's funny at this time.
Yeah, he wasn't really much of a character to begin with. I know I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but I'm sorry, he wasn't. I mean,
he was like a Final Fantasy guy.
Do you remember that scene in DMC or in Devil May Cry, the original, when Trish like dies, and he said something really corny, and it's like, dude, really? Is that the best you got?
Yeah, you just want to put your hand on screen and slap him. You never say that again, or I'll turn off the console.
I was the one who was supposed to fill your dark soul with light, or something like that. And I'm like, what, really?
Really?
But anyway, yeah.
So is that what you're playing at the moment? Chris?
Yeah, I'm also playing, just a real quick note, I'm also playing Classic Tomb Raider 4, Last Revelation. And that's about what I'm playing right now. I'm playing some other stuff.
A lot of stuff.
But...
Okay, over to you, Roger.
Over to you.
Over to you, Roger.
So, well, I'm playing this new Lara thing, but I like it. I love her. She's nice. I just want to kiss her wounds because she looks so helpless. And also proves that, you know, that mission when you need to get the radio or whatever?
Yeah.
But man, that scared me.
Like,
okay, there's no one here. Okay. Move! Quick time event. I died. Like the guy with the first kill. I died a lot.
I hated that part where you had to sneak through the camp, you know, when they get...
Because the thing with the...
That's at the start, so it's not really a spoiler, by the way.
That's one thing I don't like from the game. The quick time events, that thing with the... You know, the circle that gets smaller and then you need to press...
Yeah. I couldn't understand that. I thought you had to press it, so I kept dying. And then I realized, you have to tap it.
Yeah, that's it. And then when the guy is like touching me in an appropriate way, I was like, oh my god, it's gonna abuse me. Oh, okay, wrong button. I'm pregnant. Damn, I'm pregnant. Yeah. Damn, I'm pregnant. Again. Then I learned how to play it because I'm not bad at gaming. But that's it. And then you start getting the new weapons and stuff, like doing updates. And you just want to get back and explore the area. You want to move on in the game, but okay, now that I have this axe, let me go back there.
Yeah, exactly, because you have new gear and you can get to places where you couldn't get.
Oh, I found this, and then you can, give a look around, and then there's extra information about it, and I like it.
So hang on. So what I'm gathering from this, from what you say, because I haven't played this yet, is there seems to be a lot of incentive for backtracking here. And
yes, it really is. You get reasons to come back. Like
I didn't play the old games, to be honest. I was never a Tomb Raider fan, and I don't know if the older games are like that. You got some backtracking too.
In some levels, yes, but back in the days, you used to have levels. It wasn't like an open world. You actually had levels,
And it also reminded me a bit of Zelda games. This new Tomb Raider game. Because you got this thing of, okay, I need to get back here when I get the rope and the arrow.
Yes, it sounds like they've jammed a lot of content into that.
Yeah. It really is. If you're going for all the relics and all the notes, you can also find like notes which give you hints about the story and characters. It's just very, very nice.
If you go straight to the point, it won't take long, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you take time to hunt the animal, to go more experience, to do updates and look for the crates to
Gonna get abilities too.
That's cool.
Yeah, that again, that's something that's sort of rare now in games. That sort of I mean, there's so many games that are sort of A to B now. I mean, I could point my finger at a lot of games that do that. But the fact that they're giving you options, that you can sort of go back and backtrack and pick up artifacts and improve your character. I like all that stuff because it's incentive to carry on playing.
Yeah, it really is. It gives both types of players an option. Like even the ones who want to rush through, they can rush through. The ones who want to take their time, they can.
I've lost count of the amount of times that I paid £40 for a game and I booted it up at sort of like 10 in the morning, and by 7 in the evening I'm finished. And that's a really gutting feeling when you've spent £40.
It really is, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's me going at a snail's pace. So you're probably looking at 5 or 6 hours content of gameplay, which isn't much, is it, for your 40 notes?
No.
And I think that the good thing about this new Lara game is that they make you want to go back, because there are games with content, but some games you just don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. Like, okay, I'm gonna finish the game.
Yeah.
But with her, maybe because they made her such a nice character to relate to.
She is. Like, I didn't think there was going to be so much emotion into the game. I thought it was going to be kind of cliche, but to be honest, I teared up quite a few times. You just end up feeling sorry for her and her friends.
Yeah, her voice acting is pretty
It's
solid.
really good. The only thing I don't like about that voice actress is when she yells. I have a problem with that.
Sounds like
when she screams when she's falling off something.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Well, I was laughing the first 10 minutes of the game because it was like, it's Lara worst day ever.
Yeah, it was just too much. She was taking a serious beating.
Like Roger, nature wants to kill her.
So Roger, because we're in danger of maybe running out of time here, because we've gone over our gone over what we wanted, I think, but it doesn't matter. What else are you playing, Roger, at the moment before we wrap up?
I was playing Dead Space 3. Oh. Then I got the Tomb Raider, and then I say, okay, fuck Dead Space.
Fuck Dead Space.
Because the game is good. The game is good. What was pissing me off, because you need to find the thing to make the weapons, and then you go to the shop and there's this thing that you can actually buy online.
Getting back to microtransactions.
Getting back to the DLC. What? Sorry, I'm in deep space. I forgot about my credit card.
Listen, EA are the real necromorphs, okay? There are no real necromorphs. It's the suits at EA. They're the necromorphs, okay?
And then I have no nice suit, and I'm just, okay. And then the game is alright. I like the game, and it scares me shitless sometimes. Like, okay. I close the door behind me, he's there, and then he comes and they come out from a vent. Woo.
Yeah, but microtransactions, Roger, that's like, ooh.
Just, that killed the game a bit for me.
Yeah.
And the thing that, when you got the side missions, and there's some side missions that you can only play in co-op.
Yep. Here's another thing. There's a mission above a derelict spaceship. Which, like you say, you can play in co-op, one of you playing as Isaac, the other one playing as Carver. And I believe it's getting close for sort of 90 minutes of additional gameplay, which sounds quite tasty.
Yeah. But for example, I don't have the gold thing on Xbox, so I can't play online.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, Microsoft in particular seems to be continually asking us to put our hands in our pockets to access these things, And, we've turned into a big corporate thing now where we're sort of like,
And I miss my PS3 because of that, okay? Yeah. I have the PSN, I barely bought, like, DLC stuff, but if I want to play online, like I play the Undead Nightmare, it's really fun online.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay an extra for it because I already pay 60, 50 something for a game.
Yeah. I know, it's absolutely. I've started to buy more and more games pre-owned than ever before.
Me too. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Okay, Roger. So, apart from Dead Space 2, I know you're playing Bioshock Infinite. I'm sorry to rush you along, but we're at the top. The clock's ticking on this now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, I started like the first 10 minutes of it, and it's gorgeous. And I want to get married and have children with Bioshock.
And give birth to little splices.
Bioshock babies.
Yeah, I want to have little sisters, little daughters.
The visuals in that, I've never seen anything like it. Now, here's my take on Bioshock Infinite, just very, very quickly, without spoiling anything.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with Bioshock Infinite is one thing, okay, and it's quite an important thing. Sometimes the most important part of a game gets lost in Bioshock Infinite. The game seems to take a back seat. You almost feel like a pedestrian in places, like this is going on around you, but you don't necessarily feel involved in it. I don't know whether that's just me or not.
Okay.
I don't know whether
it's not like the first game.
I don't know whether it's just me or not. But I couldn't feel.
I got really involved with the first game.
Yeah, I couldn't feel involved with. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. Elizabeth is an amazing creation. She's a masterpiece of modern day AI, technological programming. But you just don't feel involved with these two characters because everything's sort of like you feel like you're along for a ride rather than sort of taking part in it. And there's a big difference in that. During the original Bioshock, you really felt involved in what you do. Maybe it's because you're playing as a silent protagonist as well. Whereas in Bioshock Infinite, you're asked to sort of adopt the personality of DeWitt and asked to escort Elizabeth from one place to another, and and it's not a tedious escort mission by any means. It's not in the sort of realms of the Resident Evil games or some of the other ones,
or Silent Hill 4.
Yeah, exactly. Elizabeth is a lot more capable of hitting someone over the head with a handbag, for example. But there's a thing about it that it's like, I don't know, it's sort of like pushing you along, and it's sort of like, look at this, now look at this, and look at that. And
I think they were trying to go for a more interactive world, but I think they went like overboard. Maybe that's what you're saying. It's so interactive to the point where you feel like a bystander.
Yeah, in terms of gameplay and fun, which are the most two important things, in my opinion, in a game. Like Dishonored has got Bioshock beaten hands down, right? Dishonored is a lot more fun, and it's a lot more. It knows it's fun as well. That's another thing. It knows it's fun. I don't think Bioshock realises that it's supposed to be fun.
It's pretty difficult for me. Okay, I confess, I suck sometimes at game. When it's kind of like, okay, you need to press this, and that, and 5 buttons or 3 to get this and that. I'm like, okay, I'll die a lot until I get the grip of it.
Yeah.
And by the gameplay, with you got the hook, right?
Yeah.
That takes you around, and I said, okay, I'm gonna get vertigo.
Yeah. I mean,
and I'm gonna forget what kind of buttons I need to press.
When I first saw them preview the hook.
Sorry to interrupt. Which is on Bioshock, the first Bioshock. It was like very organic.
Yeah.
The way that you're gonna use this and this power, and then the gun, and then you change it. Like, it was second nature after a while. It's so quick. So quick. Although I die a lot in Bioshock too.
What were you saying, Dave?
I was going to say, when I first saw the hook in action, I thought that would be a complete nightmare to work. How are you going to sort of jump from rail to rail in midair and still have fluid combat? Now,
first-person shooter.
Yeah, it works. It works like a dream. Okay, it does work.
It does
like
look very smooth.
It works like a dream, right? And those sections, even though you feel like they're on rails, they're incredibly fun, right? Just the rest of it, I felt distanced. Maybe I need to go back and have another look and play it again. But after sort of a 4 or 5 year wait, I really expected something a little bit better. That's about as much as I can say.
Okay.
So anyway,
I think we should wrap it up there for that discussion.
Because now we're moving to Metro, right?
Okay,
yes.
and this, which in a way segues into what I'm playing at the moment. so we can sort of this all neat and tidy now because we come on to what I'm playing, but we also come on to the last.
Yeah.
Which is Metro Last Light. Now, I've been so hyped for this game since I played the original. I can't remember when the original came out. Was it 2010, Roger?
I think it was. We talked about it even when I stopped playing it. Remember?
Yeah. Now,
then you played that and said, "Oh, you need to play this. It's really good." Yeah, 2010.
This little survival horror game creeps in under the radar. Right, in amongst all of the big hitters like Resident Evil and things like that, and no one takes any notice of it, right? But what you've got is this remarkable post-apocalyptic world, right? And the gameplay has been described as something like in between the Fallout 3 and the Condemned series, right?
Yeah, maybe even a little Half-Life. It does have a little Half-Life.
I think that's a fantastic comparison between all those three.
Yeah.
Right, and the amazing thing about these games is they draw you in like nothing else I've ever played, even above and beyond the Silent Hill series. And I'm a huge devotee of the Silent Hill series. I love the Silent Hill series. But the Metro games, you can literally you can walk through them, and there's so much going on in the world. There's so much.
You feel like you're living there. You don't feel like you're playing someone's life. You feel like you're
That is the sign of a real good game.
Okay, now during again, not to give away any spoilers, but during Metro Last Light, which I'm currently let's playing on my channel, plug, Splice 45, Splice 45 on YouTube, folks, which I'm currently playing on my channel. I sat through a burlesque show, okay?
What?
In this game, a variety burlesque show, and it lasted 20 minutes.
Metro?
Yeah, in Metro 2000.
Wow.
In last week. And I sat there for 20 minutes watching this show, one act after another, right? A magician, some dancers, musicians, an animal trainer, and just the amount... the majority of gamers will just run past these parts, right? And they won't see all this glorious detail that's been put there on the screen.
Remember, they just want to get to the end.
And that
remember the first game. One thing that I really loved is that you see some people around the fire, eating or drinking, and then just sit there, and then you listen to their conversation.
I always do that in games. It makes you feel like you're there with them.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about the conversations in this game as well, is that these aren't sort of just, one or two, sentence exchanges, right? They're quite lengthy exchanges that can go on for 3 or 4 minutes, right? But the whole time the game's feeding you information, it's feeding you story, and it's not doing it by massive cutscenes, right?
Yeah. It's just the word is there with all the information, you just need to look around.
Exactly, right? Now, the amount of people that I've seen Let's Playing this already on other channels, right? And they're saying, they get to sort of midway through the game and they say, I've got no idea what's going on. What the fuck,
It's basically like you get put in this world around all these people. You don't interact with them. You just run around, and then you're like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe talk to people. Maybe pay attention to what's going around, and you'll find out.
I think what it is it's a staple that's become too ingrained in modern gaming now, is that people need to be told what's going on. It's like
they need to be carried through.
It's like a big arrow above their head saying, look,
the holding hands is killing you.
Yeah, this is what's going on over here, right? Now you better take notice of it, otherwise you're going to be lost. But Metro doesn't do that. Metro says, there you are. It's a little bit like the ideology behind the original Silent Hill, for example, where you would put into the world at the start, and then you could spend 2 hours on those streets before you found the dog note.
Yeah.
Easily. Right? How many times did you run past the dog note when you first played Silent Hill? 100 times, mate. Because you thought, what's that? And then you eventually wander into Levin Street and you find the dog house. And I wonder if there's dogs in you, man. Bark, bark, bark.
Yeah, dogs jumping.
Yeah,
but you're right.
Oh, that's classic.
Right. You need to pay attention with that. In the first, I think it's yours too. The first Silent Hill game is like, you okay? You lost your daughter. You saw her there. Okay, let's go there again. Yep. She's not there, and then you start to find the notes, and then I need to go to school, but no one tells you. The note is there.
I know.
You can follow it, or you cannot. And then when you are past school, when you heard the bells, there's the bells ringing from the church.
Yeah.
He doesn't tell you. Like, oh, I need to go to the church.
No.
But you see, okay, school is over. The school level is over.
It's just
I'm
giving
this.
It's just subtle little clues where to go. Anyway, not to get too far away from Metro. What I can say from so far, I'm on about chapter 8 at the moment or something. It's not without its faults. It's a lot more forgiving than the original Metro game. The original Metro game, you probably remember this, Roger. It was incredibly punishing in places.
Yeah, I died and then I played on easy. I admit it. I played on easy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the only game my whole life of gaming that I played on easy.
Yeah, you can multiple fail in 2033 because it really is unforgiving. And the bullet detection in that game is very, very strange. You can shoot someone in the face 100 times and it won't touch them.
Wow.
Which is incredibly frustrating in places, right? But having said that, it's a remarkable atmosphere game.
But then, the first game, I learned that the throwing knives are that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I survived in the game with the throwing knife.
So, real quick about just Metro's backstory, because this is apparently based on a novel, if I understand correctly. Or is the novel based on the game? I'm pretty sure the game is based on the novel.
Yeah, the novel came first. It turned into sort of a multi-million seller.
You got the novel?
I haven't read the novel, but I did. I did. I heard a very interesting tidbit of information recently. They're actually developing Metro Golden Mayer, actually developing the book into a film at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Which is a bit of an exclusive for this podcast, I think.
Wow, exciting.
I don't know.
If done well, that means nothing to do with Michael J. Bassett, obviously.
Oh God.
So what were we saying? Yes, it was a book first, and then picked up by THQ, the publisher for development. And it was actually developed by members of the original Stalker team who worked on the PC game Stalker. And you can immediately see the similarities in the two games. There's that sort of gritty survivalism there, right? The great thing about Metro as well is that, you've got to maintain everything. All your weapons, they're sort of rusty and broken down, they're continually jamming on you,
The gas mask, I think you have to change the filters or something.
Yeah, change the filters, or suffocate outside, that's always fun,
Now you're bringing a lot of good memories from the first game. Yeah.
Oh well, that's what talking about games does, Roger, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Brings back good memories. Just to quickly wrap up about 2003 Last Light. Graphically it looks absolutely fantastic. But like I say, it's not without its faults. I've encountered some pretty nasty freezing console problems.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard that. Is it true?
The game just literally stops dead in its tracks, and it makes you think, here comes red light of death, but it's not. It's literally just a software freeze of the game. The AI is literally dumb as shit. I mean,
oh wow, that is a shame.
You can stand in front of them in plain sight, you might as well tap them on the shoulder and say, look, I'm here, I'm about to slit your throat, before they turn around and notice you. That's a problem. The gunplay is generally better. Weapons handle better. The world design is absolutely out of this world. Metro is never ever going to be a game about Metro is never ever going to be a game about combat. It's always going to be about storytelling and exploration, and combat's going to be last.
Yeah, and that sad, because it's a sad game.
It is a sad game. Yeah.
First game was
why don't
really
we
sad game.
Why don't we actually recap, just not recap entirely, but just briefly mention what 2033 is about, if you don't mind. So from what I understand, it's about this guy, because I haven't actually played this myself yet. Russia gets nuked apparently in 2013, doesn't it? And it triggers something really bad, so people have to live in the metro underground, which is where the name comes from.
Yeah.
And so there's this young soldier guy, Artyom or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Russian.
Yeah.
And he gets sent on. What is it? He has to deliver this. I remember this guy was like named Hunter or something.
Yes, he's sent from his station. Artyom is
for
sent...
some tags, dog tags. No, something like that.
Yeah, Artyom is given. I think he's given a medallion or a tag or something.
Ah, right.
He's told to track down a particular individual at another station. I'm trying to stay away from spoilers here because people haven't played it. But it's basically the first game is more like an Odyssey type of a story. He's sort of like going from station to station, and he's meeting some very interesting characters along the way. Some of the characters in Metro 2033, some of the best characters I've ever seen in a video game.
Wow.
They've got lots of backstory, lots of interesting things to say, and you actually want to listen to what they say, rather than just some sort of yapping parrot on your shoulder.
The post-apocalyptic setting is sort of always an appeal to survival horror enthusiasts. I mean, that alone, with the whole nuke thing in Moscow, it's just a very unique setting combined with what we've seen before. I'd say Fallout is the most resemblance that it has.
Yeah, but Fallout it's too bright for.
I'm not saying like in terms of the
Metro,
visuals.
even when you go out, because you can't survive that much in the outside the underground. It's you're always in danger. Always in danger. You always feel that you're being hunted by a different, faction of Nazis or mutants.
The Fourth Reich or whatever.
Yeah, they just want to kill you. The world, everybody, except for some few friends in the station that they in the same miserable situation as you. And that's the thing with the game.
Roger, that's an excellent description. That sums it up perfectly. They should have that on the box.
You feel miserable, not miserable. But you really feel for the guy. Like you feel like, okay, this is a really bad situation, and
you feel vulnerable, I guess.
Yeah, you feel vulnerable, and you know that there's no future. That things won't get better. You live another day.
Yeah, because the apocalypse has already happened. So
yeah, you won't live another day. It's just it will keep going until you die. And that's what makes this game so deep in a Silent Hill way for me. This sense of lost and my life is being threatened, and everyone that I know can die at any minute.
Okay.
And if I'm not wrong, if I remember correctly, Artyom, the guy, he never lived in the normal world.
No, he didn't.
No, he was born in the Metro, wasn't he?
I think the video that from the second game is the moment that his mother takes him to the shelter. Is that it, Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a really nice movie.
Anyway, you know what? Do you guys have? I just hate to be rude here, but do you guys have any final words on Metro? Because we do need to wrap it up. We're just about done with everything we have to say. So
well, I didn't play it,
time.
but I know it's gonna be a good experience because I trust Dave and he knows.
Yeah, I need to get my hands on 2033 before I can pass judgment because it's really expensive here for some reason in Sweden.
What I can say is put both games on the top of your highest priority list and play them, but soak them in. Don't just run through.
No, I can't. I'm OCD. You know me. I have to explore everything.
These are games to be it's not just a playing experience. It's an admiration really of art, really, because these Stalker developers, they really do know how to pull you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can feel that it was like a labor of love. It's not just let's make this cool game with people shooting guns. That's the money. And no, you feel that let's be really serious about it. Let's make an experience, because games for me is all about having this strange experience, even if it's horror or not, but I'm living someone else's life. I will try to relate with that character, and when it happens, I think that's when the magic happens. It's like I think it's a good movie.
I think we are at the end of our tether now.
Yes, indeed. So do you guys have any last goodbyes before I wrap it up here?
Okay, well, this is Dave saying thanks very much to listening to us ramble. It's been a pleasure to hang out with my two friends at this and talk games and other nonsense. And we hope to be back again. Thanks very much to you, Christina, and thank you
Yes,
to Roger.
yeah. Thank you
It was
both.
it was really fun. We need to do that. We need to have more podcasts and
Yeah, absolutely. We will be back. We were thinking this was going to be a monthly thing, so we'll probably be back next month. Please keep in mind this is something new for us too, so it's gonna get better along the ride, and we hope you guys will be with us along for that ride.
yeah, we hope so.
If
See you guys. Bye.
See you. Thank you
Bye.
for listening. Goodbye.
Thank you.